And the first on the list is Batman Hush. Batman Hush collects Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee's run in the mainline Batman series from issue 608 to 619. This marked a new era in Batman's lore. It was published in monthly installments within the mainline comic book series called as just Batman, running from issue 608 to 619 in October 2002 until September 2003. This story arc was written by Jeff Loeb, penciled by Jim Lee, inked by Scott Williams, and colored by Alex Sinclair. Let me quickly tell you about the plot. Everything that can go wrong in Gotham goes wrong, and then some. The story depicts a mysterious stalker called Hush, who seems intent on sabotaging Batman from afar. It includes many guest appearances by Batman's villains. You get to see the Joker, Killer Croc, the Riddler, Ra's al Ghul, Clayface, and Poison Ivy too. They ensure Batman has the worst possible week ever. Hey, and you also get to see a cameo from Superman and Lois too. Every time he was on the page, a warm, homely feeling took over me. Superman and Lois felt like family. They felt like familiar faces. Every time Batman was around them, I felt safe knowing Batman will be safe whenever these two are around, if that makes sense. And Batman's found family is around too. There's Oracle, the Huntress, and the Nightwing. And you know what I love the most in Batman stories? It is when he is shown as a human being. You know, when he comes to accept his flaws, when he lets go of this almost inhuman machine-like relentless persona and acts as Bruce. Bruce the human, Bruce the vulnerable, Bruce the child whose parents were silenced in the grim, inky night of Gotham. Bruce the hopeful. That is what I love the most. And hey, by the way, you also get to see Batman and Catwoman's romantic relationship bud and then form into something substantial too. Needless to say, Hush has become one of the most quintessential storylines in the Batman saga. It was later collected into volumes and has been released and re-released as hardcover and softcover releases over the years. If you're already familiar with Batman's origin story and new to comic books but don't want to start at the beginning for whatever reason, then Hush is for you. It puts you directly into the dead center of action without inducing FOMO and keeps the adrenaline pumping till the last page. If you haven't watched my last video, then now would be a good time to watch it. I'll wait for you here. There I covered reading Immortal Thor as a beginner in detail, but let me quickly give you a review of it now. Immortal Thor presents a version of Thor that is far wiser and more seasoned than his cinematic counterpart. The world he inhabits feels rich with history, where major events like Odin's death and Thor's marriage to Sif have already shaped the landscape. The story kicks off with a mysterious ancient force awakening, but before its importance is fully revealed, readers are plunged into a battle between ice giants and Thor's allies. Thor's arrival is nothing short of cinematic experience, splitting the sky with thunder wielding Mjolnir. But the story isn't just about him. Loki plays a significant role too. He's depicted not just as a trickster, but as a complex, multi-dimensional figure, a god of stories whose influence weaves through the narrative. This transformation extends to Thor himself, who has evolved beyond the reckless warrior archetype into a true all-father. The creative team behind Immortal Thor brings the same depth and ambition that made Immortal Hulk a standout. Ewing, in particular, sees the Immortal title as a personal challenge to deliver a story that matches or surpasses his previous work. His writing balances mythic grandeur with introspective character development, making Thor's journey as much about wisdom and responsibility as it is about power. Martin's art and Wilson's colors further elevate the book, blending the mythological with modern aesthetics, while Alex Ross's covers lends an iconic timeless quality. Visually, Immortal Thor pays an homage to the golden age of comics while embracing contemporary storytelling. The balance between classic mythology and modern sensibilities makes it feel like a return to Thor's mythic roots, rather than just another superhero tale. The artwork captures both the grandeur of Asgardian battles and the emotional weight of quieter moments, making every panel immersive. Whether you're new to comics or a long-time Thor fan, this series offers a compelling entry point, delivering a rich, layered story that explores themes of legacy, growth, and the responsibilities of power. Hey, this one is interesting. This is Batman Dark Patterns. It's a recent entry into the storyline of Batman. Set during Batman's early years, Batman Dark Patterns follows the Dark Knight as he grapples with 4 unsettling cases that test his abilities and resolve. Stripped down to his rawest form, Batman must solely rely on his intelligence, detective skills, and physical prowess to navigate these intricate mysteries. Gotham City itself seems to push back against him, resisting his attempts to establish himself as its protector. Issue number 3 came out in March, and I know this video is about February, but I couldn't resist including it in this video, just to complete the trilogy and to give a complete overview of the first arc in this mini-series. From what I could tell, this series explores Batman at his most vulnerable and determined, showcasing his evolution into the world's greatest detective. Each case presents a unique challenge, forcing him to confront not only Gotham's criminals but also the city's deeper, more insidious forces. With no advanced technology or allies to fall back on, every decision and deduction carries weight, making the stakes higher than ever. And this Batman is so different. It feels like he's new on the job, You get that he must be new kind of vibes in these pages. For instance, for the first time when he punched this villain, he miscalculated the force and almost knocked him dead. Worried that he might have killed him, worried for his well-being, he picks him up, shuns away the hostage and runs to the nearest hospital. Like, he feels so unprepared, like this is his first job. Anyway, Batman Dark Patterns brings a gripping psychological edge to the Dark Knight's early crime-fighting years. And as he works to uncover Gotham's darkest secrets, the city seems to push back with equal force, testing whether he truly has what it takes to be its guardian. This is Batman at his most relentless, solving cases that could break even the most hardened detective while proving both to Gotham and to himself that he belongs in the shadows. This right here, it is the new Transformers. It is a fresh start to the lore of Transformers. The book welcomes you to the Energon Universe with cold metallic arms and warm Energon sparked hearts, or engines, if I may. The book rolls out the main roster of Autobots featuring Optimus Prime, RC, Cliffjumper, Wheeljack and Ratchet, while the main roster of Decepticons features Starscream, Soundwave, Laserbeak, Rumble and Skywarp, making sure the heroes don't have a day of rest. Here's a little backstory. After IDW Publishing lost the licenses to produce Transformers and G.I. Joe, that was by the end of 2022, Hasbro announced in June 2023 that Skybound Entertainment, an imprint of Image Comics, would acquire those licenses. And so far the Skybound team is delivering great content in spades. The art is fabulous. Let me put it out there. Let me repeat it again to get your attention. The art is fabulous. The action choreography in this book, yes, there is action choreography in this book, is over the top and mind-blowing. It reminds me of WWE, the Attitude Era. Put a finger down if you have seen Optimus Prime clothesline a Decepticon, and then put another finger down if you have seen Optimus freaking suplexing the said Decepticon. The action is truly insane. I don't want to spoil things for you, but it doesn't stop right there. Optimus in the later issues goes on to bash Skywarp with his own severed freaking arm. And the comic book is so dirty. It's gritty. It's not clean at all. It rightfully conveys we are in the middle of a war. And this book has some attitude. It's raw. And darkness peeks at you through the pages. It doesn't shy away from reality. Like for instance, check this scene, when Optimus discovers how different this new world is when compared to Cybertron. The book handles tender moments masterfully, but it can get bleak. I mean really bleak. You think this comic is for kids? It's war, and war is hell. The book doesn't mince its words or its panels, and grabs every chance it gets to remind you of this. The lettering is so peculiar. Each character has a unique stroke or typeface for its dialogue. Like, I know this is not new, every other comic book has it too, but this one, it makes you take notice of it. Spike's lettering conveys his immaturity, naiveness, and his youthful energy. Meanwhile, Optimus Prime's lettering is all boxy and robot-like, conveying his cold, calculated, and honorable demeanor. And without a doubt, this is my new favorite ongoing comic book. Give it a shot, you wouldn't regret it. So that's it for Feb. What books did you dive into this past week? Any standout reads that you couldn't put down? I'd love to hear your recommendations. And what should I pick up next? And if you have read anything from my list, I'm especially curious to know your thoughts. Did you love it, hate it, or have mixed feelings? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider supporting the channel by hitting that subscribe button. It really helps. I'll be back soon with more reviews, recommendations, and deep dives into this world of comic books. Until then, happy reading and Excelsior!